Hello, and thanks for joining us on this edition of the Newsfeed. I'm Jonna Dominic.
And I'm Alex Perez. Reporters in the media are always trying to find breaking news, but at Virginia Tech, one of the student publications is in the center of it. Tamara Brown has more.
The educational media company at Virginia Tech, which is in charge of many student media groups such as VTTV, Collegiate Times, The Bugle, and WUVIT, is battling financial hardships.
Erica Corder, the former editor-in-chief of the CT, explains the financial spiral.
So since 2008, EMCVT has been in a decline. A lot of that spurs from a decline in ad revenue. And so since then, there's just been just a general decline, and it kind of led up to this year where we're going so rapidly towards bankruptcy that everything's gone kind of haywire.
Members of the management advisory team met to discuss firing Corder, a sophomore English and political science double major.
The management advisory team is consisted of students from all the divisions of EMCVT, all the student leaders. And 2 Tuesdays ago, I was asked to leave the room, and then a discussion was brought up about personnel. And at the end of the meeting, I was told I was fired. Basically, the MAT recommends that I was fired, and then it goes to a board.
Corder was informally dismissed from her job as an editor of the Collegiate Times at the end of March by email. Corder had been with the newspaper since her freshman year.
Wednesday morning at 11:14 a.m., I got an email, and it was a mass email sent out to all of the MAT members, and it said that I had been terminated. It didn't state why, and I'm still not really sure why I was terminated, but I do know that content was discussed in the firing process.
It has been said that Corder was going to publish a story about EMCVT and the company's financial issues. The policies and procedures of the company state that editorial content that is not illegal shall not be grounds for the removal. Erica was fired due to serious concerns over behavior, professionalism, failure to communicate with her staff, and with the MAT. But according to the EMCVT bylaws, Corder wasn't terminated properly in the alignment with the organization's guidelines. Kevin Dickel, interim co-editor for the CT, elaborates.
The fact that she didn't get a warning of these personnel complaints, she didn't get a 2-week investigation. Our advisor wasn't aware that she had personnel complaints against her. The vote to terminate her was a 60% vote. In order for these emergency firings to take place, it needs to be 70% vote, and they need to be presented with proof that there was misconduct that caused an objective and reasonable cut at efficiency at the CT's ability to fulfill its mission statement within EMCVT.
The MAT decided not to give Erica Corder due process or reinstate her, keeping Ricky LeBlue and Kevin Dickel as the interim co-editors for the Collegiate Times for the remainder of the semester. This is Tamara Brown reporting for the Newsfeed.
Erica Corder has requested an official written explanation for her termination, but has not received anything from the president of the EMCVT board, Rob Perry.
With over 4,000 locations in North America and 3 alone in our small town of Blacksburg, Virginia, Starbucks will be opening a 4th location at First and Main, as approved by the Blacksburg Town Council. But what will the local coffee shops do? Blacksburg, known for being a college town, is home to over 30,000 students, with most students going to commercial Starbucks coffee shops for their daily caffeine fix and a place to study off campus. But local coffee shops like Bolio's Cafe and Bakery on Draper Road are signature to the town of Blacksburg, serving customers that are regulars. Local owners and managers are not afraid of yet another Starbucks opening in the area.
This is very unique in that we are just a small little local coffee shop. I mean, we know everybody's names who comes in. I can serve a person without even having to ask what they want because I just know what they want. They come in, every single day of the week, multiple times a day, whereas I don't feel like you get that from a chain.
While Starbucks will continue to serve commercialized products to expecting customers, local coffee shops will serve cups of coffee to Blacksburg residents with authenticity, customer service, and character that can't be found anywhere else. An exact date for the Starbucks opening is yet to be determined, but construction is underway, including plans for a drive-thru.
The Virginia Tech student-run radio station, WUVT, hosted its week-long radiothon to fundraise for the station and celebrate its 67th year on air. Kelsey Smith is in the newsroom with more on the story.
Thanks, Alex. WUVT went on air for the first time on April 1st, 1948. The FM station is a non-commercial educational station on 90.7. It broadcasts 24 hours a day with a variety of eclectic programs. In order to keep the programs on air, students associated with the station have to raise money over a week's time each semester. More than 2/3 of the budget comes from community donations. DJs set up booths outside of Lavery Hall to attract attention.
UVT FM 90.7, Virginia Tech's college radio station, and we're out here because it's our fundraising week, so we're just kind of promoting awareness, letting people know we're out here, giving away free stuff, just letting them know we exist.
Last semester, fundraising was critical when there was trouble with air conditioning units at the transmitter site. $22,000 were raised to replace the units, which should be completed in the coming weeks, allowing the station to be on air during the summer. DJs behind the scenes in the studio at Squire Student Center play a big role in drawing in these donations.
I want people to have a good time. I try to keep it funny. I try to tell jokes. It is a week of fundraising, and we do want to get that across, but at the same time, we don't want to make people feel guilty or pressure people into donating.
Community members can donate year-round to WUVT at www.wuvt.vt.edu/donate, where premiums like stickers and t-shirts are available with donation. WUVT finished the week with its Radiothon show at Sycamore Deli Friday, featuring the bands Eternal Summers and Skip Town. The total number of donations at the end of the week came in at under $12,000. Back to you in the studio.
Thank you, Kelsey. On September 26, 2014, 43 male students from the College of Ayotzinapa were brutally attacked by Mexican police officers after protesting in Iguala, Mexico, and have been missing since. Now, a group attends Virginia Tech in order to seek support from the Blacksburg community. Newsfeed reporter Taylor Thiesing has more in this report.
For 6 months, the parents of the students have been living with no support from the government or their communities. The Mexican government wants to drop the case and forget it ever happened. The parents toured the United States in order to seek justice for their children and to speak of the violence in their country and how it is connected to the United States. 3 parents recently spoke at Virginia Tech to share their story.
Participaba en eventos como este que estamos aquí. Le gustaba pues mucho, era muy alegre pues, pero el gobierno pues lo secuestró.
Reports have indicated that the students' bodies were burned. However, a forensic team proved the bodies found are not the missing students. The parents are still holding out hope. They say the government took their children alive and they want them back alive. The parents are going to continue with this tour regardless of the consequences. If anything bad happens, they believe it is the fault of the government. They are no longer just 43. Now they are millions looking for justice and truth. The parents believe the real people interested in supporting are not politicians, but the people that support them as they travel across the country.
I just want to hear whatever message that the parents have to give, and if they need our help to maybe do some kind of thing or join anything, then I'm definitely willing to do that too.
Attendants signed a banner for the parents to take back to Mexico and bought t-shirts to support the effort. The tour is run entirely on donations from the public.
The parents of the 43 students show no sign of stopping anytime soon. They are headed to Richmond, Pennsylvania, and New York next. Reporting for the Newsfeed, I'm Taylor Thiesing.
Follow Caravana 43 on Facebook to stay informed about the parents' visits to the United States. Just ahead on the Newsfeed, Virginia Tech Division I athletes will be receiving some additional perks starting next season. We'll take a closer look at what changes will be made for the student athletes.
That story and more after this break.
Welcome back to the newsfeed. During this time of year, many high schoolers tour Virginia Tech to see what the university is all about. But what opportunities do prospective cadets have in order to determine if the Corps is something that they would like to pursue?
Reporter Zeta Mussini has more.
Throughout the year, high school juniors and seniors can participate in the Spend the Night program to see if they're fit for the Corps cadets at Virginia Tech. Spend the Night allows potential students to stay overnight with a host cadet and spend the day seeing what life is really like inside the Corps. Participants shadow their host cadet and partake in all aspects of Corps life, including workouts, formation, and staying the night in cadet dorms.
The greatest benefit for the students that are visiting Virginia Tech with the Spend the Night program is that they have an opportunity to engage with cadets, see what cadets here at Virginia Tech are really like. What's their daily lifestyle like? What's it like going to a dining hall in the evening for dinner here at Virginia Tech? What is it like to go to physical training in the morning and have to rush back, take a shower, and get out for formation on time for 7:30 for the flag for the colors to be raised?
Prospective cadets find this experience helpful when deciding whether or not they should join the Corps. Cadet Keegan Newton participated in Spend the Night as a high schooler and is now a host cadet for the program.
I think it's a really good opportunity to show people what I've learned from the Corps, the things that I've liked about it, some of the harder aspects as well, and it really allows me to kind of have an impact on people who may be on the fence about whether they're going to join the Corps.
Although the Corps' daily routine can be rigorous, allowing students to experience cadet life firsthand can be very beneficial for those considering to join the Corps.
Spend the Night is a program that gives prospect cadets the opportunity to take an inside look at the cadet life before they make their decision to join the Corps at Virginia Tech. This is Zainab Mussini reporting for the newsfeed.
Details about registration and other information about the Spend the Night program can be found at www.vtcc.vt.edu under the Join menu.
Virginia Tech Division I student athletes are in for quite a treat starting next semester. Tyler Terry has more.
Effective August 1st, 2015, athletes on scholarship at Virginia Tech will receive additional funding through what is known as Athletics Grants and Aid. In-state athletes will receive approximately $3,280, while out-of-state students will receive nearly $3,620. Since athletes are required to spend so much time split between academics and team activities, including training, meetings, traveling, and games, it is extremely difficult for athletes to find time for part-time jobs.
It's really tough as an NCAA athlete to get any kind of part-time job, really with any sport, because it's not just that season, it's year-round. So, you know, an extra $3,500 means, you know, actually you can use it on groceries, things that they actually need for necessities.
Also effective August 1st, 2015, all Division I athletes will be provided unlimited meals and snacks through their respective universities. Previously, only athletes on full scholarships were provided meals through the university. This new legislation provides walk-on athletes the same nutritional opportunities as those on scholarship.
I think it's a great opportunity now because now walk-on athletes get the same nutritional opportunities that are afforded to scholarship athletes, and you know they don't have to go other places to try to find good food that's going to help them get better athletically.
The NCAA has been under much scrutiny regarding whether student athletes should be paid due to the revenues they produce for their schools. Although that hasn't occurred yet, these new changes do provide student athletes with more benefits than they previously had. Reporting for the newsfeed, I'm Tyler Terry.
Athletics Grants and Aid is just one of the many benefits provided by Virginia Tech under the new Student Athlete Pylons of Promise mission. More information can be found on www.hokiesports.com.
Most Virginia Tech fans don't associate the Hokies with ice hockey. That may change slightly as researchers from Blacksburg made national news for their work on hockey helmet safety.
Newsfeed reporter Jacob Emmert has more.
Thanks, guys. Virginia Tech researchers made headlines a few years back for their research on football helmet safety. The results, which were shared on many national outlets, including ESPN, showed flaws in a relatively unstudied field. Now, those same researchers have completed a study on hockey helmets. While the results were not as promising this time around, there is hope that the publication of this study will improve the industry in the future. Deep in the basement of Kelly Hall, researchers in the Institute of Critical Technology and Applied Science have recently completed work that will likely change the hockey helmet industry. More than a decade after the researchers completed their first study on football helmets, which led to an industry-wide improvement of football helmet safety, Virginia Tech employees released a hockey helmet study that is gaining nearly as much publicity.
After football came out, I think there was kind of some thought onto where we're going to go next. Hockey was kind of a logical choice because it's outside of football. It's another sport that has high incidence rates of concussions.
By collecting field data from other universities and conducting thousands of lab tests of their own, the team was able to gather data about head impact. Prior to the football helmet testing a decade ago, many of the football helmets received strong ratings. As far as the hockey helmets go, though, 9 of the 32 most widely used helmets failed to earn 1 star and were listed as not recommended.
In football, what we saw is when we first came out with helmet ratings, that there was one football helmet that was a 5-star rated helmet. And now there are, I believe, 12 football helmets. So it's really changed the way that the football helmet manufacturers have been designing helmets. So we expect to see the same thing in hockey.
The study took nearly 3 years and $500,000 to complete, but researchers did not accept donations from helmet industry in order to keep their research completely independent. Instead, government organizations such as the National Institute for Health and National Transportation Safety Board, both of which can benefit greatly from the results, made sizable donations. Of the several dozen hockey helmets that researchers like Brian Cobb tested, none received 4 or 5-star ratings. There are hopes that the publishing of these studies will be a catalyst for hockey helmet industry to create safer headwear. The Institute is now in the beginning stages of research on baseball headwear. For the newsfeed, I'm Jacob Emmert. Back to you guys at the desk.
That will wrap up this edition of the newsfeed. If you have a story idea for the newsfeed, let us know. Send us an email at thenewsfeednrv@gmail.com. Thanks for watching. I'm Jonna Dominic.
And I'm Alex Pro.